Once upon a time, Los Angeles was awesome. I was born and raised here. But in my opinion, decades of bad political policies and governance has turned LA into a dive. And today, we're going to find out some horrible Los Angeles weird on today's episode of 5 Weird Things. Welcome to the channel. Now, before the line forms in the comments to tell me how wrong I am, can we all agree that the Los Angeles of our childhood was wildly better than it is now? Agree or disagree, tell me why in the comments. All right, let's get into it. First, stuff we all need to know. Los Angeles is the most populous city in the state of California. With roughly 3.9 million residents within the city limits as of 2020, Los Angeles is the second most populous city in the U.S., only behind New York City. It is also the commercial, financial, and cultural center of Southern California. It is the principal city of a metropolitan area of 13.2 million people. Weird thing number 5. Los Angeles has some of the most congested traffic on the planet. Here is some traffic weird. The term SIG alert, commonly used in Southern California to refer to a traffic disruption, originated from Lloyd Sigmund. Most people think it's a signal alert. In 1955, Sigmund, a radio executive, developed a system to alert drivers about traffic jams by broadcasting information over the radio. The term SIG alert stuck and became part of the local lexicon. In July 2011 and September 2012, Los Angeles experienced 2 major shutdowns of the I-405 freeway for construction, nicknamed Carmageddon 1 and 2. Officials warned residents to stay off the roads, anticipating severe traffic congestion. The way that they ginned this up on the radio and TV, you would think the world was ending. I remember it. It was ridiculous. Surprisingly, the city experienced lighter than usual traffic during these periods as many residents heeded the warnings, stayed home, or found alternate transportation methods. In 2010, to mark the 405 freeway closure for the Mulholland Bridge demolition, a man named Yves Rossi, also known as Jetman, flew across the LA skyline using a jetpack. Now, while this is not directly related to traffic, it added a unique and unexpected element to the city's transportation narrative and briefly distracted residents from their traffic-related woes. Weird thing number 4. LA and smog are almost synonymous for each other. So here's some smog weird. Back in the mid-20th century, when smog levels were extremely high, some residents claimed that the air had a discernible taste. People reported a metallic or bitter flavor, which was attributed to the high levels of pollutants and chemicals in the air. While it might have been a subjective perception, it reflects the severity of air pollution at the time on the public consciousness. Los Angeles is prone to temperature inversions, where a layer of warm air traps cooler air beneath it. This inversion layer can act as a lid, trapping pollutants close to the ground and exacerbating smog conditions. This meteorological phenomenon contributes to the persistence of smog in the region and makes it challenging to disperse pollutants. In an attempt to combat air pollution, Los Angeles has experimented with unconventional solutions. One notable example is the installation of smog-eating sound barrier on the Pomona Freeway, State Route 60. The barrier, known as the green wall, uses titanium dioxide coating that, when exposed to sunlight, neutralizes nitrogen oxides in the air. While the impact is limited compared to the overall scale of the smog issue, it is an innovative approach to address pollution in specific locations. Now, if you go back to ancient Los Angeles, the Native American tribes that lived here, they had a name for Los Angeles that translated to Valley of Smoke because the smoke from their campfires hung over the LA basin for days. So there's a huge geographic component to the smog that contributes. Weird thing number 3. Living in Los Angeles is well known to be an overly expensive nightmare. Here's some housing weird. Los Angeles consistently ranks among the cities with some of the highest median home prices in the U.S. The cost of purchasing a home is often well above the national average, making it challenging for many residents to afford home ownership. At the same time, the rental market is also highly competitive and expensive. The demand for rental units often outstrips the supply, leading to higher rents. This can be especially difficult for individuals or families with lower incomes, contributing to a significant portion of the population being rent burdened. There is a substantial gap between median incomes and the income needed to afford the medium-priced home or rental unit comfortably. Many residents, particularly those in lower income brackets, find themselves spending a significant portion of their income on housing. leaving less for other necessities and contributing to the issue of housing insecurity. Weird thing number 2. Los Angeles is a semi-arid desert, so it always shocks me when people say we shouldn't be in a drought. It's a desert, people. Here is some water weird about Los Angeles. Los Angeles has a complex water supply system that relies on bringing water from distant sources. The Los Angeles Aqueduct, completed in 1913, is a key component of this system, bringing water from the Owens Valley nearly 240 miles away. The city's dependence on such long-distance water sources makes it particularly vulnerable during periods of drought. Researchers used dendrochronology, or tree ring dating, to study the history of droughts in Los Angeles, and by analyzing tree rings, scientists can reconstruct past climate conditions and identify periods of extended drought. This historical perspective helps in understanding the natural variability of drought in the region. To combat the impacts of drought, Los Angeles has been exploring innovative water management strategies. The Managed Aquifer Recharge, or MAR, is one such approach where excess stormwater or treated wastewater is intentionally directed into underground aquifers to replenish groundwater supplies. This method helps store water during wet periods for later use during dry periods, contributing to water sustainability efforts. And finally, weird thing number 1. Los Angeles is number 2 in the USA when it comes to the homeless crisis, so here's some homeless weird. In response to the lack of affordable housing, some homeless individuals in Los Angeles have turned to living in their vehicles. This has led to the emergence of car communities, where people find refuge in their cars, vans, or RVs. And while it provides a form of shelter, it also poses unique challenges, such as finding safe places to park and dealing with restrictive parking regulations. A significant number of students in Los Angeles experience homelessness. The Los Angeles Unified School District has identified a considerable population of homeless students who may be living in shelters, cars, motels, or temporarily with others. The challenges of maintaining stable housing can have a profound impact on a student's academic performance and overall well-being. Recognizing the importance of basic hygiene for homeless individuals, some organizations in Los Angeles provide mobile hygiene services. These services include showers, laundry facilities, access to toiletries, reaching people in various locations throughout the city. It's a creative and practical approach to addressing the immediate needs of those experiencing homelessness. Well, that's it for today's episode. I won't say hope you liked it because there's nothing to like about what's happened to the city of my birth. I hope it pissed you off a little bit, like me. So if you're still watching, today's code word is City of Angels. Put that in the comments to send some bad karma to Sacramento. Take care. Have a great day.